SEC logo was moving. That was fun. I didn't realize I did that. I watched that. I love it when that happens. Well,
Oh,
welcome everybody
wow.
back to my college football series where I'm talking to selective college football people. Last year, I talked to, like, I did my top 25, and I'm like, college football has changed so much. I don't even know, okay, who
Mhm.
is top 25, but I do know the teams that I think are going to make the biggest impact in the season, whether they win or lose. And so that is why Georgia's here, because if Georgia wins, obviously we know where they're going. If Georgia loses, that opens the door for somebody else that people probably aren't talking about right now. So, and it's Georgia. Like, how can you not have Georgia as part of this conversation? So, therefore, you are here to talk to me about all things Georgia. So, before we start,
Yes.
you're not new to me, but you might be new to just some people that are coming in watching this for the first time. So, if you just want to introduce yourself, whatever it is you want to tell us, and then we'll start talking about these Georgia Bulldogs.
I'm just gonna say I am a Georgia Bulldog. That's all I'm gonna say. I bark. I do. I bark.
Okay. Wait, do you actually, like, at the
Oh
games?
yeah, it's a tradition. You have to. You have to understand how to go woof woof woof. You really do. You have to.
Okay.
That is a tradition every time. Kickoff is literally we go dog, sick 'em, woof woof. Like we
But do
we
you bark
bark.
at people? But do you bark
No,
at people?
I don't bark at
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I leave that to the cues. Shout out to my cues. I leave that to the cues. I don't I'm a pretty poodle at heart, so you won't see me do all of that, but I will bark at you if I have to.
Okay. Okay. I've always, I'll just leave that. That was the one thing I was like, they're barking at me. Oh, I
Yeah,
thought it
we
was just like
bark.
a chant kind of thing, but no, it's like at
We
people.
yeah, I leave that to the frat boys majority of the time, but it's pretty fun though because people always think, oh, so you're just gonna bark at? Yeah, we'll bark at people, but no, no, I'm just one of those girls who loves her sports. Honestly, that's just me. I mean,
Yeah.
I take everything for a grain of salt. I promise you, nothing can hurt my feelings. I am a Falcons fan by heart, so. I am so good. Like you can say whatever you want, and I'm just gonna be like, okay.
They're
Like
like, have you seen
I
the
heard it
Falcons play?
before. Yeah. Like
I love that.
so
Okay. So, what is the biggest storyline heading into this year then for these Georgia Bulldogs? Like, what is something you think is
uh,
something everyone is talking about?
I honestly pretty much I mean there's a lot of things you can talk about with Georgia. I mean, you can start on the recruiting trail. You can start off, are we not giving people money? You can also go back and look at like what is Gunner gonna look like? What is the
Mm,
offense gonna look like? What the defense is gonna look like? So I think I think if it's Georgia, it's a storyline about something.
mhm.
So I think that's the biggest story. The headline is Georgia.
Yeah.
Like everybody wants to find something to talk about us with to try to discourage us, try to think that we have fallen off. I mean, I literally just had a Bama fan try to tell me, well, y'all haven't won in the past 3 years. And I'm just like,
What have they won?
ooh, nothing. Exactly. So I'm just
Random.
like, okay, like, hey, we're back to back SEC champs when we weren't even supposed to be there. So
Right.
the good Curbster got something cooking out there. I mean, hey, so
Yeah.
we just have to see. I never say that we took a down year. Again, Kirby's been our head coach for 10 plus years now. I
Mhm.
think he's going into
Mhm.
11th year, but he's been our head coach for a while. I don't think any team can stay in the Rams that we have. People forget that when Kirby first came, his worst season he was 8-5. After that, he literally went to the national championship. So, and from that point forward, he kept Georgia relevant. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think every team is going to lose major pieces where they have to go back. It just
Mhm.
depends on how long are they going to stay there.
Mhm.
And Georgia doesn't stay there. I mean, for us as fans, last year was the worst we ever seen that team since the first. But a lot of people's like, well, no, Georgia was actually good last year, not to the fans. I promise you they
Yeah.
weren't. They
Yeah.
weren't.
Okay.
So seeing that and knowing that we were like the second youngest team in
Mhm.
the SEC, that just showed me like, hey, we got rid of everybody. We're bringing in new blood. So you got to let
Mhm.
that blood get to cooking.
Yeah.
So
I agree
we're
with
going to
that.
see. We're
I
gonna see.
100% agree with that. And you know what? Now that I think about it, some of the things that I am hearing about Kirby are about recruiting more specifically than they are about program as a whole. Like, no
Yeah,
one is saying, like, fire Kirby Smart. Like, that's insane. But there are
very.
things, yeah, there are things that are kind of like on the recruiting trail. Like, what is going on? What are they offering? You know how it goes. Like, who's offering what and all those different
I'll
things.
be
So.
I'll be honest with you.
If you are seeing this lovely video, don't forget to make sure that you hit the like button. Don't forget to check in the description section so that you can find all of our socials and all the ways to keep in contact with us. And if you want to really engage, leave us a comment in the comment section below. Now let you get back to your video.
The only thing that Georgia's losing is the fact that Kirby has a system, and everybody knows the SEC is not no joke. It's not. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. You can, as the saying go, walk in somebody's trap and take over their trap. You
Yeah.
can't do that in the SEC. I
Yeah.
promise you, you cannot. Ask A&M, ask Missouri.
Yeah.
They've been in there, and they can tell you there's not
Yeah.
really much that you can do. Once you're in a particular position within the SEC, that's where you stay majority
Mm-hmm.
of the time. Ask Bandy that. So when it's all said and done, and I'm not talking about the kids. Kids, go out there, go get your money. Go out there and go get
Facts.
whatever you need to go get. But where people just forget about with Georgia in a sense, it's not the fact that we can't pull them in, it's the fact that we can't have open spots for everybody. Again, a 5-star wants to come in, they're thinking, I'm a 5-star plus, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this dude, I'm that dude. I can go out here and I can do all of this, so I should start. Well, Kirby's like, that's great and everything, but can you pick up my playbook? Can you create plays constantly, not just when you're on the field for
Mm-hmm.
your, if you're rotating in, but can you start and actually constantly make a difference on the team? If you can't do that, what do you want my field for?
Right.
And I'm gonna say that as a fan. Because once you come to Georgia, I don't care about your stars.
Yeah.
That that doesn't phase me at this point. My
Mm-hmm.
thing is, can I trust you on the field? Can you understand how to make plays? Can you read the defenses? Can you make the tackles? Can you set those edges? I'm not caring about that. And some of these kids, again, they can be great on film. Put them out there with the big boys and let's see how that works. And
Mm-hmm.
you'll see flashes, but then by the time that player actually get there, you be like, so
Who
what
is that?
happened?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What happened?
Mm-hmm.
So again, I
That's a good point.
don't I really don't get upset when we don't get recruits, because I promise you, I've seen where some people have come and I'm just like, so what was the hype on him again?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. No, you know what's going on. I mean, shout out to
Yeah.
Ellis. Shout out to Ellis. He didn't start. He was a 5-star corner. He didn't start for us. He was actually getting ready to transfer because Kirby said, "Hey, take a red shirt." He didn't want
Yeah.
to. He was going to transfer, but Kirby talked him in, and guess what? Now he is ranked. Now scouts are really looking at him. He turned and did a whole 180, and now he's getting recruited. Shout out to KJ. KJ was the same thing. I love KJ,
Mm.
by the way, because I watched him at Buford. But like
You talking about KJ
KJ,
Bolden?
yeah, KJ Bo, that's my
Yeah.
baby. Hey KJ. But no, but no. So KJ, like when he first came in, I said Kirby better get him on the field. Because I see, and then the thing is, when I seen him in spring practice, I noticed the play. One of the wide receivers beat him. And he said,
Mm.
"Oh, really? You think I'm a punk? Okay, come on, line it back up." KJ lined it back up, got him. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get defeated when you get beat. You're going to get beat. I
Period.
expect you to get
Right.
beat. But what happens after the fact is what shows me, are you going to be that player for us? We didn't have
Mm-hmm.
3 stars come out here. Shout out to Lad McConkey. He was a 2-star and he came out here.
Yeah.
So again, when we're looking at everything for us at Georgia, it doesn't matter about that. We didn't have people play that weren't even supposed to be on the field, probably wouldn't even be on the field on some other teams, actually do that and go first round. So
Yeah.
I'm not making a big deal about it. I know people are making a big deal about it. I know Georgia fans are making a big deal about it. But as I always say, you can throw money at these dudes, But let's see how they do when it's actually time to play. Shout out to
They
Texas
still have to
A&M.
play. They still have to play. Well, and I think I think that is the non-quantifiable thing that you can't quantify with Kirby Smart
Yeah,
is that's what he is and that's what he brings, but you can't show it, put it in a bottle, label it. It's just Kirby Smart, and I think
yeah,
that it's easy to knock because you can see people aren't air quotes going there, but
yeah.
are they really air quotes not going there? So it's like this conversation where it's like maybe they didn't get this person, but they did get these people, and these are the people that want to be there. So
Exactly. Exactly.
okay,
And
that's fair.
this last class that we had, I promise you, Kirby's even impressed with them. Majority of these dudes are probably going to be able to come in and take a starter spot.
That's
And
fair.
these are
Yeah.
freshmen that we're talking about. And when people talk about playing time, I'm like, we play freshmen all the time. No, you're not going to be named the starter as soon as the season starts. No, we're
Right.
not going to do that because again, if you haven't shown your capability and ability, no, we have two games that are I don't consider competition because they still can be competition, but
Yeah.
we have two games in the beginning of the season where Kirby literally used those games to see who he has and what can you do, not against your teammate but
Hmm.
against competition. And we have seen dudes get benched
Yeah.
and get replaced real quick. So all I'm saying is y'all can talk all y'all want. Y'all can say what all y'all want. Y'all can talk about Kirby doesn't have it. Kirby doesn't have to sit over here and throw out millions of dollars just to get a dude to play. And the next thing you know, because he's not getting the playing time or he feels some type of way, he's in the transfer portal.
Hmm.
The only reason why people end up in the transfer portal from us is because one or two things. They didn't like the way Kirby was trying to develop them to play in a particular role, or they lost their spot.
And that's fair. And it's fair to the kids too, right? So it's like
Yeah,
on both ends. It's like if it's not working, it's not working. Get out of there and go somewhere else. So
yeah,
that I hey, it works for me. What do you think the
yeah.
strength is of this team? I know you mentioned that they were the youngest team, I believe, last year in the college football playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, we were.
But
We were.
but what do you think now this year would be a strength of this team?
The youth. The youth, because those guys last year now have a year or two underneath their belt, playing
Hmm.
time. So now you come out here, now you're the big boy. Now you
Hmm.
got the younger dudes that are coming in that want to be a big boy too. So guess what? You're going to have everybody working together.
Yeah.
So that is going to be our biggest strength, is going to be that youth.
Okay.
Because again, I know a lot of people are kind of mad at this class, but I was like, do y'all not realize that Kirby got some heavy hitters this last class? Like literally. So and I get it. And I'm gonna throw a team underneath the bus. We don't need to get a quarterback for every recruiting class and then double up on the quarterbacks and continue on when we know
Right.
we have a 5-star quarterback on our team. We're not gonna do
Hmm.
that. You will
Hmm.
never, like, it's good to have the depth, but that's why you have 3 stars for it. That's why when you go look on 247 or go look on Scout or all of those little things, you'll see a lot of 3 stars have 40 to 50 offers because those are
Hmm.
your depth peaks. Shout out to Kirby
Right.
because Kirby showed you got the depth, you can win.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it is. We don't have to have the top guys. We don't need to now. Do we want them? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. It's nice. Yeah, you can say we got about 3 5 stars. You can throw it around, but in a sense, we can throw around too that when you come here to Georgia, not only is the youth here, but you have the development too. Because nobody in the NFL cannot say that a Georgia player that is on
No.
their team right now is not NFL pro ready. That's the key.
Yeah. Now I have a couple of them on my team. So so I hear
Yeah,
you. So I hear
look,
you.
trust me,
Yeah.
it's some teams that
Mhm.
love us Georgia players.
Mhm. You're
Okay,
not wrong.
so
Yeah. You're 100% not wrong. So what do you think a concern is this year or a weakness? Like what is something that you're kind of looking at this team you're going, "All right, this is an area I'm just going to pay attention to as the season starts to go."
I'm gonna give you the reporter answer
Okay.
to
Okay.
this, which is everybody's concern, which they literally asked Kirby about it today. Wide receiver.
Yeah.
They're asking about that. For me, it's the whole entire offense. I'm not worried about the tight ends. I'm not. I know what I got at offensive line. Again, wide receivers and QB and Mike Bobo. That's what I'm
You
worried
said that
about.
last year.
Yes, because we still haven't seen. I still haven't seen anything yet to make me go,
We've
"Hey,
got
yay,
it
we're
figured out. Yeah.
fine." You know.
Okay.
Um, I again, any Georgia fan on the other hand will be like, well, shoot, use them tight ends for wide receiver, we'll be fine. What might Bobo gonna do? So that is the fan answer.
Okay.
It's literally gonna be the question mark around Gunner, unfortunately, but it's
Hmm.
really gonna be what is Mike Bobo gonna do? Because after having um I literally just drew a blank on his name. And he's on my
Zachariah.
team. Yes. I'm like, he's on my team. Oh my gosh. No, but after having Branch on our team last year, and a lot of people didn't like the play call with him, and even listening, hearing about, legitimately from our new head coach, Stefanski on the Falcons, and even
Oh
some
God.
some Falcons, yeah, girl, I can't believe I just said that. Ugh. Anyway, but just hearing the feedback from my organization that he was like underused and that
Underused.
he could have been used a little bit better, just kind of put that target back on Bobo's back. So
Yeah.
we're going to see how this goes, because again, the tight ends that we have, shout out to Porthrow, freshman coming in, incoming freshman, literally might be the new slot wide receiver as a tight end. So, because he doesn't move like a tight end. I'm not gonna lie to you. He does not move like a tight end, but majority of his spring snaps came
We're
out the
at
slot.
receiver.
Came out the slot. Yes. So I want to see what he's doing, but there's a bullseye on his back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There's a bullseye. But yeah, so the reporter answer is gonna be wide receiver. That's what it's
Okay.
gonna be like. But the fan
The real
answer,
answer is the
hey, yeah,
offense.
but like, yeah, Bubba, what you gonna do? What we
Yeah.
gonna
Okay.
do?
Yeah, that's actually a good one because, like I said, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, anyways, that yeah. Shout out to Georgia. I'll just say that. They always find a running back though, so I love that for them. Well, I don't love that for them as a fan of Texas, but I love that for them as a fan
You
of
don't
college
have to see
football.
us this year, so you're fine.
Yeah, Oklahoma
You
has
know,
that
but
problem.
you
I'm
know,
good.
yeah, maybe not in baseball. We might see you again in
Okay.
baseball, but yeah, you won't see us again in football. So I know y'all like, whew.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, forget this team. I always say there's certain teams I respect. Ohio State, Georgia will always have my respect just because of who they are. Michigan
Mhm,
too. We usually beat Michigan, but I still respect them. So
mhm.
I will miss that I don't have that game where I'm like, okay, I just respect these guys, but I won't miss the oh God, why are we doing this? So so that's good. So I will
Yeah,
accept that.
yeah.
What is one thing? What is one thing you think people like that outside of this fan base like misunderstand about Georgia, or just don't talk enough when it comes to Georgia?
You know what? That is actually a good question. People hate. People hate because again, when and I hate using his quote right now because he has a lot of targets on his back, but like Drake said, when you started from the bottom, now you're here. Again, Georgia has always been the gosh darn it, we
Hmm.
were this close, we were
Yep.
this close, that the knee slap, like, yes. And as soon as we get Kirby to come in, here we are, and then I guess people like to sit over here. Oh, y'all, literally, I have fans saying, well, if this person wasn't hurt on our team, we could have. I'm like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Next
Yeah.
man up. As my coach says, you either elite or you're not. So, where's your depth? Have your depth. What's going on? So, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not like a lot of people like to say, well, it's the tell of the tape. Yes, it is. Okay. We had Mark Rick for so many years where we got complacent. And then as soon as we get Kirby, now we're in a whole new realm to now where nobody can keep Georgia's name out their mouth. Beforehand, it's like, oh,
Hmm.
it's just Georgia.
Yeah.
Now it's Georgia, so I think people don't understand us as fans. Like, yeah, we're like just like, we have been the team that has been crucified, has been talked about and different things, and literally with our hands over our faces, like we were this close. And when we're finally here, it's just like, oh, it was okay for y'all to do it, but it ain't
Right.
okay for us to do
Yeah.
it, you know? So it's just that little thing that I think now is like, well, they have to find some way to knit. That's why they get on Kirby. That's why they say about our
Hmm.
recruiting. That's why they say
Yeah,
nobody want
that's
to
fair.
go there. That's why they do, because they try to find a way to, in a sense, take something, and I'm not going to say we're perfect, but take
Right.
something that has some type of vibe, some type of style, some type of static, and try to nitpick at it any which way. And then when we talk to certain fan bases, I'm gonna give an instance. Because one of your fans did this to me. They try to say,
Oh
"Well,
God.
we won this particular cup for being the best college, and look at all of our national championships across our school." And I'm just like, okay, is
Oh,
that
the
is
Director's Cup thing.
so, yeah, that was, I couldn't think of
Yeah.
the name, but yes, the Director's Cup. He's like, yeah, we won the direct. I said, so is that your way to cope? Because I could have sworn Texas was supposed to come in and do something.
Got it.
And you know what I'm saying? So it's like people try to find a way to try to nullify us on this
That's fair.
side to try to exemplify what they have. And I'm just like, okay, what that mean? Everybody know Georgia has been a football school since it opened. Like we
Yeah.
our basketball team is just, they're starting to get up there. Track team is coming back. Gymnastics is coming back. And baseball is
Hmm.
is making us down, so again, most of the focus for us at our school has always been football. That
Right.
has
Right. Right.
that
Right.
where you have those schools that are a basketball school only. They don't do well in other sports. Then you have
Hmm.
schools that only do well in baseball only. They don't do well. Vanderbilt was one of them. They were a baseball school
Yeah.
and didn't do
Yeah.
well in anything else. They did have a good basketball program, but if you talk Vandy, you knew baseball.
Baseball. Hmm.
You don't find those schools that have multiple sports. And literally, one of your fans literally tried to say we weren't a blue blood, but I'm just like, huh?
That's yeah.
Yeah, but yes,
But
that
that had to have been Twitter because there's
it,
that doesn't have
it
it.
is. It
Like
is.
okay,
Like I said, it like, again, people have to try to find a
yeah,
way
away.
to
Hmm.
to build themselves up. Literally, I have Florida fans talking to me every year, and I'm just like, y'all ain't beat us since
Yeah.
2020.
Well, I always say though too, you can tell where you're at by how people come at you and what they
Yep.
say. Because there's some people cuz like I have a running joke with Jason, he's an Oklahoma fan because
Yeah.
they haven't scored a touchdown against us in 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's like a plausible laughable that's just funny to me. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean I think Oklahoma sucks. It's just that stat is funny. And
No.
but I would never approach him and say your team is terrible because they haven't scored against us. Like that's not the same.
Not no, it's not, especially when Oklahoma was running the Big 12 for about 14
That's what
years.
I'm saying.
Like,
But I feel like people, yeah, I think that your point is a valid point. It's like we always try to make the argument about something the argument is actually not. When
yep.
that's not what we're talking about, it doesn't mean that what you're saying isn't necessarily true. It's just
Yeah.
that's not what we're talking about. So it's like,
Yep.
anyways, but you're right. That's actually a really good point, and I've noticed that with good teams. People do that
Yep.
to Ohio State too, and they're look,
I
and
still
I'm
I
like,
still I still do it. I do it now. I said it took y'all 20 million just to win y'all first national championship in how many years?
well,
14?
no. Well, they talk about like they haven't been very good, and I'm like, yeah, but they've consecutively won 10 games. Like that
No,
that's
and
and
I think that's what a lot of people forget. Like, and I'm gonna take a shot because I can't stand them. You can be Auburn, where you consistently, stay in that
mhm,
5 or 6 range,
mhm.
or you can try to be a Missouri. They try
Yeah.
to win 10 games, try to win 9 games, or you can be that of the likes of an Ole Miss, that all you needed was a coach. And now
Mm,
you're up here, and like, we literally have Ole Miss fans thinking that there's something. I'm like, baby, once Trinidad leave, what y'all gonna do? Don't worry, I'll wait.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it has to, like, folks got to understand too, the SEC has a history, and our history goes back to where some of us have been playing each other since the 1900s. Dead serious. So when newcomers, and I'm not saying this in a mean way, but like when Texas A&M
That's
came
fine.
through, when Missouri came in, now Oklahoma and Texas, it's like people's like, oh, y'all just didn't want nobody over. I'm like, no, I said it's just like a Southern thing. When you
Yeah.
have a tradition, it's just like you gotta wait your turn because you just got here.
Right.
You
That's
don't
fair.
understand like the I guess you could
It's a
say
family. Like you're new to
yeah.
this family. Like what do
Like,
you
cause,
know?
cause like at the end of the day, I hate a Florida Gator. I hate
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee. I hate South Carolina. Do not like Kentucky. Like anybody that is our like on our list that we have to play, we do not like each other. But
Right.
as soon as Oklahoma and Texas came in, we all gave up. Like, who is you? I'm
Right.
like, I know, right, Alabama. Like, who is y'all? Who
Right.
what you think you finna come do? Like,
Right.
like no. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like one of those things. And it's not like we're saying that Texas can't do anything, that Oklahoma can't do anything. But when A&M and Missouri came, they came in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been quiet ever since.
Right. Right.
So it's
Yeah.
just like, hey, we're
Hold
not
on.
saying fall in line, but you gotta earn your stripes when
I
you
think
come
that's
over
fair.
here. Like that's just pretty much
It's
how
like
it is.
a family.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
it
when you
just
get invited to the
y'all
family
just live down the
reunion.
street around the corner though.
Yeah, when you get invited to the family reunion, the first one, you don't bring food, you bring ice and sodas and like the coolers. You don't step up, you bring the plates. You don't bring macaroni and cheese. Somebody else is bringing the macaroni and
And
cheese.
we don't know you to trust your
Right,
macaroni and cheese, so don't do
right.
that. It's gonna
Exactly. You
sit
bring the
there.
ice. Yeah. So I think that that's fair. I actually think that that's fair. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So what is the bold prediction that you have about the team this year? What is something that you're setting back
I,
and you're thinking that
I
you're
just hope we
kind
don't
of
be back in the SEC championship. I know some fans ain't gonna like that, but I'm like, at this point, I'm tired of other teams not living up to their hype. And then we get in there and everybody's like, oh, but it's Georgia. Well, who else was gonna do it? We didn't ask for this. We didn't.
Well, to be fair, you need to be blaming A&M.
I
Okay?
look,
Because they
they are invisible to me. They are invisible. They look. I'm gonna talk like how the Rugrats were talking. How Phil and Lil said it. Invisible. They are invisible to me. Okay. I don't. I again. We and it's funny because we only played Texas A&M. Like I think one. Like we've never been there.
Oh,
Like
interesting. Okay.
everybody else in the SEC has been there. Georgia has not been there. So
Interesting.
to see like how did they manage to end up and escape from us? Because I think the last time we played them was in 2019.
Oh,
So
wow.
we don't know how they escaped us and how that situation has happened and why it has happened. But we have not played them, so they're invisible to me until we meet back on that field. Until we
Okay.
meet, then they're invisible. Other than that, like we have played other teams in the SEC more than we have played Texas A&M. So yes, they're
I mean,
invisible.
y'all, we've played what, 3 times at this point? And
Well,
y'all only played
I
them
mean, y'all took a
once?
hiatus from each other because y'all have to play each other every year.
No, I'm talking
So
about y'all. I'm talking about we've played Georgia more times than Texas A&M has.
yeah, but that was actually our fourth time because we played y'all in that bowl game too. So that's when that happened. That when
Oh,
y'all said
right,
that
right,
y'all were
right.
back and then y'all had that season. See, that's why you don't forecast
Yeah,
a
that
lot
was
of
when
stuff.
Tom Herman. That don't even get me started on that man. Anyway, you know what? Shout out to Tom Herman. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Tom Herman. Let me just yeah. Let me do what I'm supposed to do. Okay, fun questions. Besides your team this year, is there any program that you're just watching, you're paying attention to, and you're just interested to kind of see how they do this year?
I hope everybody lose.
Okay.
I'm not giving kudos to nobody because nobody's
Okay.
not gonna give kudos to me. So I'm not gonna be the I'm not no they say be the bigger person. Nah, I'm gonna be the smaller person. All
I know
y'all
that's
lose.
right.
Look, all y'all lose.
If you could have one player from any team in college football that you could just take from somebody else's team, bring them on your team, and it would just make you feel better about everything that's happening with your team, what player would you pick?
Ooh. Um Let me see what my fans say because I'm a firm believer who's on my team is meant to be on my team.
Yeah.
And a lot of my fans, the fan base, they hate when I say that. They're like, you don't look, because it's a shoulda, woulda, coulda. So I'm a
Yeah.
realist when it comes down to that. So And this might not be a lot of fans, but I'm trying to think. I know they would love a defensive player, but I'm gonna do the opposite. Um, they'll probably, if they could get Jeremiah Smith on there as wide receiver,
That'd be
they'll
cool.
be fine. They'll
Yeah.
be fine because I know they wouldn't care about no tight end coming over because we got a lot of good tight ends ourselves. Um, they'll probably try to find another QB. Probably that'll be a question mark, but I'll think if we can find a wide receiver. But like I'll say, I'm like, yeah, you can put Jeremiah over here all the way, but can Gunner still throw up the middle? So there's that. That's
Yeah,
just
we'll leave
me.
that one. We'll leave that one where it's at as well. So if you could think of like what three words do you hope define the season this year? Not championship, not winning, but like what three words when you think you could either use a 3-word sentence or you can use just 3 words that you think will define the season or that you hope will define the season this year.
Let me see. I need physicality.
Okay.
I need confidence,
That's a good one.
and then I need fight
Yeah. Those are good ones.
because last year I saw fight, especially in that Tennessee game. I saw fight. I
Yeah.
saw fight in a lot of games. Even the games we came up short, I saw fight. You know what I'm saying? I hate to do this to you because you know I love you, but Kirby taking a chance on a
Mm-hmm. At that point in the
I
game.
hold on, I gotta laugh about this because I when it happened, this funny story. When it happened, I said, "Did he just do that? Did he just? Did we just?" And I said, "It was that cat."
A few minutes later.
So the onside kick was the most infamous thing of that game because not even gonna lie, I think I was out watching the game. We went to the Battery, and I had just like set my little drink down and getting ready to take a bite because I'm like, well, we're finna kick the ball away. Great, you know. Next thing I know, I said, did I think that the whole place erupted? So there's that. But yes, that was um just one of the few little things that
Kirby
Kirby
special.
said, hold my beer, so
Kirby special.
um there, I mean, hey, that set the tone for the season. Everybody sits over here again and definitely, read that's what I think, be honest with you, minus the Tennessee game, that's like the second most top game that a lot of fans talk about because I literally I gave up. I thought we were finna lose Tennessee. I said, oh,
Oh yeah,
we would
it
never
got
hear
bad
the
at
end of
first.
it.
What was that?
Nah,
Ugh.
again, youth.
Mm,
Say it with me,
yeah.
youth.
Yeah. Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, that's a good point. It showed there because I was like, yeah. Well, then my final question is can you believe we made it that far and then we got to like the final question and then all hell broke loose? Like, one time we're going to record and nothing's going to happen and we're going to be
Nothing
looking at
at
each
this
other.
point.
Like, can
From
you
this
believe
point. Yeah, look. We just got to try it again next year because
that's
we were this close, y'all.
we
This close. Oh my gosh.
we were. That's funny. So the last question is just who on your schedule worries you the most? Not the teams that like if you were to lose to them, you'd be like, whatever. But who's the game where you're like, we can't lose to them. Like it can't be them because that is going to be annoying. Are you gonna say Georgia Tech?
Uh no,
Okay,
because
okay.
I mean the eight
I started
overtimes.
thinking. Yeah, I
Yeah, no,
started
the eight
thinking. I'm like, wait, is
over.
she gonna? Okay,
No, no.
okay.
I mean, fans will always say never lose to Georgia Tech, but I mean, they had Heinz King, and yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to the Bumblebees. So I'm really trying to think because we us in Georgia we fear none.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna answer from a fan perspective. And one fan particular, he always have this belief about certain timing during the year when we play certain teams. So
Okay.
We finally played South Carolina after 2 years. We have not seen them before the schedule change, basically. Um, so we actually go up there to
Wow.
Columbia. Because the last time we played them, we played them at home. So this will be a road trip, and it's a road trip in November. And he said, you know how playing South Carolina is, and you know how South Carolina plays in November. And he's like, that's the game right there that I don't
Got it.
know, and different things like that. And I'm like, it's still Beamer. But again, Shane Beamer has shown that he can hang with the big dogs. So again, I definitely speaking for the fans at this point, that
Yeah.
it's probably the South Carolina game. Because of that stereo, well, let me not say stereotype, but how they've been playing in November for this
The
past
late
couple of
season.
seasons. And
Yeah.
again, we haven't seen each other in 2 years. So that's going to be a very exciting game. We were their moneymaker. Believe it or not, they were talking about the loss of income not playing Georgia
Oh,
up
interesting.
there. Yeah, because again,
Yeah.
it's Columbia is literally a 3 hour drive. Hit 20, go through Augusta. Shout out to Richmond County. Go through Augusta, go up about 50-ish minutes up the road, and you're in
Okay.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Huh.
Or you can go straight up through Athens and cut over. That's just the longer way. But it's easier to hit 20, take it all the way up. So it's not far. Like, that's in our backyard. So we definitely come out, we tailgate, we patronize, we do that. You're not gonna see that from a lot of teams,
Right.
because of it. You know what I'm saying? So we were their moneymaker. So being back in Columbia is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how that's gonna go. But
Yeah.
again, I'm just a firm believer. If we're meant to lose a game next year, we're
Then
gonna
it's
lose
gonna be
it.
what's gonna
Yeah,
be. Yeah.
yeah.
When is y'all's bye week? Do you know off the top of your head?
Oh, late in the season, right
Okay.
before
Y'all have it
Florida.
late in.
Our first bye weeks. Anytime that we have, is kind of like September, but definitely this since they took away that extra bye
The other
week and put
one.
in a game
Mm-hmm.
there. Our bye weeks are always have been well before we play Florida. So
Okay.
literally,
Got
so right before Halloween, we will have a
Okay.
bye week right before we
Okay.
play Florida.
Got it. Well, is there
Yep.
anything else that you want to tell us about how amazing Georgia is, or just really anything you want us to know that maybe we didn't talk about in this conversation that we should have talked about?
Go Dogs. Yeah.
Bye. I cannot stand. By the way, I want everybody to know I cannot stand her. Okay, when we stop recording, I can't stand her in real life. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to you.
I have to make my enemies happy.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, bye.